Mack, you haven't seen like any of my like video essays yet, have you?
No. Well, you know what? I watched part of the video game music. Is that considered a video essay?
Yeah. What do you mean by part of it? Like just
after we had talked about how you like filmed yourself multiple times from like different camera angles.
I didn't talk about doing that.
Because you had mentioned that there was something weird when you were editing it where like one video wasn't working.
Right. Okay. Yeah. From the dance section. That's right.
Yeah.
It wasn't from different angles. It was just different takes of the same thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
You confused me, but I understand what you mean now.
But yeah, after you brought that up, then I looked for that.
Gotcha. Well, it's a good thing I was at one. The dance I do in that video that I was posting all over social media.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't like done that dance since that video.
Okay.
And so today when I was at work, that song came on in my playlist.
Yeah.
And I was kind of sitting there like, I wonder if I can do that dance still. And so I was in the freezer and I just kind of closed the door.
Nice.
So picture me like bundled up in 3 layers in the freezer, just dancing.
I love it. That's hilarious.
I can still do the dance. It's like baked into my memory now. I haven't done it in months, but I still just executed that shit flawlessly.
Nice.
So if anybody happens to put that song on at a party, I know exactly what to do.
What game is that from?
Persona 4. Okay. Well, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. For the Persona games, like they're so well known for their music that they created rhythm games where the characters like dance to music and you press buttons. But for each of the games, so there's a version of that song in the game that's a little less dancey, and then there's the version from the dancing version of the game, and that's the song I dance to. So
right on, nice.
Yeah, I was just sitting there. I was like, I wonder if I can still do it, and it turns out I can.
Cool.
Kind of pog.
Wait, so did you bring up whether I had seen any of your video essays so you could tell me about the fact that you were dancing in the freezer?
Partly, but I was also just kind of curious.
Okay, well, it's interesting that I brought up like the dance that you were gonna like. That's like the one thing I watched was to see that dance.
Gotcha. That's not even the part I was referring to with the multi-camera issue, though.
Oh, gotcha.
It's from the singing part much later into the video.
I mean, I watched more than just like the one part, but I didn't sit there and watch it beginning to end.
Someone's not very supportive.
Fine.
Got time to listen to our whole ass podcast every week? You can't even finish a half an hour video.
I do it in the car. I listen to it while I'm driving around.
All right, whatever you say.
Yeah. Do you listen to our podcast every week?
I fucking edit it. What do you mean?
I suppose that's true.
I listen through it and cut out the shitty parts.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you that.
I did listen like after they came out. I listened to the first few episodes, but after a while I got tired of it because I was like, I've already like done this, listened to it, and like I don't need to listen to it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha.
Twice is enough. Hearing myself speak it and then listening to myself say it is plenty for me.
Yeah, I'll give you that since you have to edit it.
It's the same thing. In fact, I do more listening when you really think about it because I have to edit the raw. I have to listen to the raw version, then I have to put it through all the audio processing, double check that everything worked, throw it into Premiere, cut out all the shitty parts. Then as I'm adding the intro and outro, listen to those like a dozen times, check throughout the middle to make sure nothing got fucked in the editing process.
All right.
Anyway, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, what did I do this week?
Joe.
No. All right. Joe who?
Joe Mama.
Oh! Actually, that reminds me. Remember when we would ever make fun of Tim at work and his response would always be, Yo mama. Yo mama.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been saying that Joe joke so much that I've gotten Sean to start doing it.
Nice.
Who knows how long that'll last? I don't know if it's anything like the I barely know her jokes. It's gonna be around for a while.
Good.
Anyway, continue what you were saying.
Let's see. Nothing's really gone on so far yet this week, but I've been dry aging some of my own steaks.
You've been what now?
So there's a process for aging like steak,
Sure.
beef. And there's a couple companies that make a special bag that allows you to do it in your home refrigerator without any additional special equipment.
I see.
But yeah, it's been sitting for a month and a half in there.
Ooh.
It's like a big old ribeye roast. You got to cut off all the outside pieces because they get all hard and dried and nasty.
Right.
And then you end up with some delicious steaks in between.
Huh. Interesting.
I did that about a year ago and then just thought I'd give it another whirl.
I just picked up some stuff to make some pulled pork later this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I made pulled pork in a hot sec.
I made a hot daddy hamburger yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was a thick boy. If you go to Meijer for your groceries ever, and they're little the fresh meat counter where you have to talk to someone to get them to give you the things.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't particularly love it, but I saw they had some preformed burger patties there, and these were some thick boys. They were around a half pound each.
Okay.
Yeah. I did manage to take a picture of it though. Because that boy is thick.
That is pretty thick.
Yeah. It was a solid burger.
Nice.
Yeah.
You had Shake Shack yet?
No, I haven't.
Not to be confused with Steak and Shake.
No.
I got Shake Shack the other day.
How was that?
It was fine. I like Shake Shack. Shake Shack has better shakes than Steak and Shake. But their burgers are not as good and everything's twice as expensive.
Okay.
So for me, I love Steak and Shake because their steak burgers are so fucking good. That's my go-to burger. So I definitely prefer Steak and Shake. But I do like the odd Shake Shack because again, their shakes are really fucking good. But
yeah,
I paid $17 for a burger, a shake, and fries. That's it. That's all I got.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's too much.
it's
for
way
that.
too much.
Yeah,
especially considering they're not even really topping Steak and Shake. Who's you can get a burger and fries for less than $5.
Yeah.
God, I love Steak and Shake.
Where does Five Guys rank for you?
Five Guys is my go-to. Five Guys is the next beneath Steak and Shake.
Okay.
Five Guys would be my favorite if it wasn't so pricey.
Okay.
Because Five Guys is pretty pricey too. It's it's almost $7 for the burger itself, and then the fries are an additional $3, some shit.
Yeah.
So, but their burgers are seriously good. I love a good Five Guys burger.
Yeah. I like a good medium rare burger, but Five Guys manages to pull off a solid completely thoroughly cooked burger that's not dried out and gross.
No, yeah, they're good fucking burgers.
Yeah. And they got those peanuts.
Yeah, I don't really pop into those much. I also don't do indoor dining much. I usually take food home.
I mean, pre-pandemic, I used to love outdoor dining. Not outdoor, dining.
Sit down. Yeah. I mean, I do miss it, but I've never personally enjoyed sitting down and eating much.
Okay.
There's no reason in particular. I just, I prefer the comfort of my own home.
I gotcha.
In general, I can sit at my desk and watch something when I eat, or sit on the couch and watch something when I eat. I don't like sitting at a table and having someone come and check on me every couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that. But I'm not a big fan of getting takeout from restaurants.
No,
or not even really delivery that much, other than maybe pizza or whatever. Just because I feel by the time it gets to you, or by the time you get it home, it's not what it should be.
No, you are definitely right. There is a certain I don't know, having a bun, which is a spongy bread or whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, when it's wrapped up in foil along with the beef, like it gets like steamed and then like it's not as like the outside of it isn't as crisp, the inside of it isn't as light. Like it absorbs shit that it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I get you there.
Or like French fries. Like you've got a very small window of when French fries are still delicious.
Oh, for sure. They get gross once they've cooled.
Yeah.
Especially like McDonald's fries. They're so good when they're fresh and hot. But as soon as those suckers cool down, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
What am I eating?
Yeah, they're not good.
Ooh, if I told the story of the time I ate that really old McDonald's.
I don't think on the podcast.
I don't think so either. This is such a fucking stupid story, but I want to say, okay, oh, you know what? I remember the time period because I told this story like way earlier in the podcast about a time that Sean and I hung out when it was like a crazy bad snowstorm and it took us hours to get home.
Yeah, and he like walked to McDonald's.
Yeah. That same day when we got back to my apartment, we went inside and sitting in the vestibule was a bag of McDonald's. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, all right, well, someone ordered McDonald's. They just haven't picked it up yet. So I went into my apartment. Next day, I leave for work. It's still sitting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I guess they didn't eat their McDonald's. Come home. McDonald's is still sitting there. Go to bed.
Right.
Wake up the next day. Come outside. McDonald's is still sitting there. Go to work. Come back home. McDonald's is still sitting there. So at this point, this McDonald's has been sitting here for like 2 days.
Right.
And
what time of year was this?
This was winter.
Okay. So
and at some point it got moved outside. So it kind of like got preserved a little bit, I'd say.
Okay.
And so finally I'm like staring at this McDonald's and I'm like, wonder if I could eat this. So I pick up this bag of 2-day-old, possibly delivered McDonald's. I take it into my house. I open up the bag. There's a McFlurry, which is ruined. I toss that out.
Okay.
There's some fries, which like you can't go back on fries. Like it's too late.
Yeah.
Especially for McDonald's one. At the very least, like you can sometimes reheat like more quality fries, but McDonald's fries, once they're cooled, they're gone.
Yeah.
So I toss those out too. And then there's like 2 burgers sitting there. I want to say they're McDoubles or something like that.
Yeah.
And I stuck them in the microwave. I reheated them. I was like, there's no way I'm eating these cold.
Right.
And I took like 2 bites into one of them and I was like, this is fucking disgusting. And I threw them out.
God, I can't believe you ate that.
I don't know what was going through my head. Like, honestly, like I cannot tell you what my thought process was. I don't know how I thought it would be okay. I think maybe I was just that desperately hungry. I must have been or something.
Yeah. I mean, you had to be. Oh God, that's great.
It was gross.
Well, and then you've got your other story, your chicken nugget story. which I enjoy that one as well.
This one at least like I understand my thought process here.
Yeah.
Like Mack will go a lot of places for some good old fucking chicken nuggets. Like there's not a lot that will stop me from consuming chicken nuggets.
I love some good nuggies.
I love chicken nuggets, especially Mickey D's chicken nuggets. So I had kind of a crappy day one day. I had to work a full shift at World Market. We may have been understaffed. I remember it not being a great day.
We probably were understaffed.
We usually were. But for whatever reason, I remember it not being a great day. So I get off of my shift. At this time, this is like not that long after I left high school. And I was helping out my old high school film some like, I believe it was a basketball game.
Okay.
Just because they had asked me for some help. So I was like, sure, why not? There'll be like a couple extra bucks in my pocket and it's just like an hour a day. What I didn't know, and the reason I ended up stopping doing it is like every time they had me, they basically stuck me on like the worst camera position.
Ugh.
And to be honest, I don't blame them. I'm not a cameraman. That is not like the aspect of video that I have pursued. And it's something I kind of struggle with. I've gotten much better over the years, but I'm really not a cameraman.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would put me on like the static camera, the one that doesn't move much. Like for the basketball game, the one I had the wide shot, and the wide shot for a basketball game is literally like you move it back and forth depending on where the ball is. It's the most mind-numbing form of camera work.
Okay.
So like I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, after like setup, teardown, and the game itself, I'm bored out of my mind. I did not enjoy the basketball. I don't even like watching basketball.
Right. Yeah, you're not a sports guy.
And I'm inside my high school, which immediately brought my mood down, right?
Yeah.
and so I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night at this point. No. Never mind. I'm sorry. I have to amend this. This was not the basketball game. This was the football game. And I remember it because same deal. I was on the wide camera, and for our school, you'd go on to, we had like a press box at the top of the bleachers. Mm-hmm. And then like on top of the press box, that's where the wide camera was. So I was on that camera. It was like November and raining.
Oh, so that sounds miserable.
It was freezing fucking cold. I was underneath a tent that really didn't protect me. And like, it was miserable. So I'm getting like pelted with rain and just freezing my ass off throughout the entirety of this game. Meanwhile, I'm working the most mind-numbing position of like the entire situation.
Yeah.
There's other spots that would have been better. There's two tight camera angles that would have been more fun to operate. There's a fucking ant. Swash it. Fuck you, ant. Did you kill it?
I did.
Thank you.
What did you tell me to squash it?
Yeah. Get it, boy, get it. As soon as I saw it, it threw me off my groove. So yeah, there's the two close up cameras, which are a little more fun to operate because you get to follow the action, zoom in and out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's the position that I enjoyed doing the most live when I was actually doing it in high school, which was the switchboard. But where you'd switch between different cameras and operate kind of the live streaming aspect of it, putting up graphics, all that stuff. It's really fun. But generally, like if the station manager or my old teacher are there for the game, they will do that position, or they'll have one of the interns, which was my position at one point, do that because it's a more complicated position.
Yeah.
My time as an intern and a student had ended, so there was no real reason for me to be on the switcher other than like quality wise. So they didn't put me on the switcher, which would have been my ideal position, but it's fine.
Okay.
But anyway, so football games are long. I'm saying this is probably two and a half, probably upwards of 3 hours total because of our setup and teardown.
Yeah.
And I'm frozen, I'm cold, I'm wet. I already had to work a long shift at work, and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So I decide that I'm gonna get me some McDonald's chicken nuggets on my way home.
Yeah, get you some nuggies.
So I drive most of the way home. There's a McDonald's near my house. So I was leaving at my old apartment at the time. I go to the McDonald's, I get in the drive-thru. This has to be the most amount of time I've ever spent in a drive-thru.
Oh, that's the worst.
I couldn't fucking believe it. Like I placed my order and I legitimately, no hyperbole, probably sat there for about a half an hour. Like, I don't know what was going on up there.
It happens sometimes.
And like, it wasn't that the line was particularly long. Like I said, I placed my order. I was in the line. There was a car in front of me, a car behind me. I had no way out. Whoever was at the front, for whatever reason, was holding up the entire line for so fucking long. I'm sure it wasn't their fault.
Right.
I'm just acknowledging that like one person sat there for so long, and as soon as they moved, that's when the line started moving. So I wait so goddamn long. And I get my chicken nuggets and I drive home and I'm like, today has sucked, but at least I have my favorite chicken nuggets,
Right.
This is something I can get excited about. This will remedy the day.
Yeah.
And I get a plate out. I get my nuggets out. I open up the box and what do I see? My chicken nuggets are a dark green color. My chicken nuggets that I have waited hours for, that I sat in the drive-thru for half an hour for, after a really shitty day, these things that were going to remedy everything, that were going to fix my entire night are fucking green.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible.
I don't know. I've never seen it before. It's like they were like a sickly color of green. They look like a cartoon character depicted with a cold. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like, my day has sucked so fucking much. I'm going to eat these fucking nuggets. So I chowed on the nuggets and they tasted fine. And I didn't get food poisoning, but I think in any other situation, I would not have eaten them.
No.
Like that day was an exceptionally shit day. And I just wanted my chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, I've had some bad drive-through experiences.
I mean, we all have. I really, really hate drive-thrus in general. Like,
oh yeah, you and I have talked about that before.
because we're both picky eaters, which
Yes.
is part of it. And like, if you make any alterations to the order, there's a really good chance they'll fuck it up through the drive-thru.
Yeah, I mean, there's already a good chance that they're just gonna fuck it up in general.
Right.
But yes, even worse through the drive-through.
And I don't blame them, honestly. Like, I've worked McDonald's. Like, I know how shit the audio is through those things.
Yeah.
They need to get like better microphones and headsets or something. But like, if you try to give them complex instructions through a drive-through, it just doesn't happen. And like even if you don't have a complex order, they'll still find a way to mess it up a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had to kind of bite the bullet and do the drive-through a lot over the past year for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, I am okay with the inconvenience of getting out of my car and going inside to get takeout.
Yeah.
I hate the drive-through. I try to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
Like, I'll generally, like, pre-pandemic, I would only use the drive-through if my order was exceptionally easy. Like, if I'm just getting like chicken nuggets and fries, that's an easy order. How can you fuck that up?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give me green chicken nuggets? Thanks.
Oh man, when was the last time? It's probably been a long time because you already said that you don't really like to take your food and bring it home.
Yeah.
When was the last time you sat down and enjoyed a full meal in a fast food restaurant, like in a real fast food, like McDonald's?
Do you count Steak and Shake?
No.
Okay, good.
No, nothing with the waiter counts.
True.
And I don't even count like Chipotle Qdoba, really.
Right, I gotcha. I don't know. It's been ages.
I swear it's been years.
The last time I sat down may have been high school. Like, okay, I do remember one time. This may have been the last time. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But I remember I want to say I was 17 or something like that. I went to a friend's like drama play because she was a theater junkie.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with another friend of mine, and then all of us went to McDonald's afterwards. It was late at night, and we sat down. I do know the last time. This was, God, what year? I want to say late 2018 or early 2019.
Okay.
I went to a concert with Sean, my friend Rexley, and a couple other guys who Sean knows that I know, but I'm not like friends with them.
I actually think I remember when this occurred.
Yeah. I went to a Young Bay concert for anyone who knows him. And before the show, we stopped at a McDonald's and sat down and ate. So that was most likely the last time.
Damn. Yeah. It's been a long time for me.
It was a real sketch McDonald's too, because we were right in the heart of Detroit.
All right. Nice.
Oh, but I don't know which one happened first. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think the only times I ever sit down and eat is before concerts or shows. Because I also sat down and ate at a Taco Bell when I went to see Prism in Ohio with Jake a couple of years ago.
Okay. Huh.
That one was interesting because we were in the middle of fucking nowhere and both of us like were wearing weird clothes or had my hairstyle.
Yeah.
I was the only one that fit that criteria.
Sure.
But whenever I'm out in the middle of nowhere, people stare at me. Like, I don't look like they're traditional people. I wear tight pants and I have big hair.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I remember I went inside of an Arby's over the summer, but they were doing like you could get takeout inside.
Right.
And like the line was like wrapped around the building and there was not a single person inside. So I was like,
this is the obvious choice.
Yeah.
That was my go-to at Popeyes until indoor dining closed, and they still haven't opened up yet.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if I see more than a few cars in their drive-through, like, that's it. I'm not waiting.
Things are weird all over the place. Everyone's playing by different rules, and
I did see. Where did I go? Where was I when I saw this? Where the fuck? I want to say I left on Sunday. I don't know where I went. I went somewhere and I saw it was Shake Shack. When I went to pick up my Shake Shack order, they had a sign on the door, mask required unless you're fully vaccinated. So it's starting to happen.
Yep.
My last shot is this week, so I couldn't take off my mask, but I almost feel like going again after I'm fully vaccinated just for the freedom of being inside of a building with other people and not wearing a mask.
Yeah. I was at Meijer today, and they have a sign that says fully vaccinated people are not required to wear a mask.
That's surprising for Meijer. Because, I mean, like,
I don't know.
They can't ask people to, like, prove it, and people are just going to lie about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming they realize that they can't do anything, so they're just saying screw it, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about it with a coworker. It'd be really nice if they could just make it for like a lot of like big grocery stores or other locations. Like all you have to do is show your vaccination card. Yeah.
And you're good. But unfortunately, someone's going to ruin that. Someone's going to not want to show their card, and then it becomes a legal issue. And then like it's not allowed for everybody, and everybody has to wear masks again. So they can't do something like that. But that should be how it is, in my opinion. Like I know my coworker was telling me Staples will laminate your vaccination card for free.
Oh, nice.
So, if you go get your vaccination card laminated, keep it in your wallet, anywhere you go, show it, you're good to keep your mask off. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And know that it's going to be okay.
Or they just scan the microchip that they put in us with the vaccine.
Ooh, that probably worked. They have those, the security scanners outside of grocery stores. Make sure you don't steal stuff.
Right.
They could probably update those to track that.
Yeah, right? Fucking microchips.
Fucking Bill Gates.
Oh, God, that dude. So the other day, I was taking out the trash at home, and I walked up to the dumpster, and I don't know. It's just like a habit. Like I always just kind of like peer inside. Like
I do the same thing. It's a morbid curiosity. Like what are my neighbors throwing away?
I did pull a couple of video games out once.
Oh, nice.
They were like old, like I think like maybe PS1 games, PS1 or PS2, and this was like within the last like 3 or 4 years. But like the dumpster was really full, and they were just like sitting in a cardboard box on the top.
Nice.
But on this particular day, I peer inside, and there's an old DVD player in there. Like this thing looked old. It looked like it had been beat up. It was all dusty.
Looked like my carbon monoxide detector.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. Basically, it had to be at least 10 years old. I have no use for it. I've got more players than I have TVs. So clearly I wasn't going to take it, but I almost trash picked it because it still had the peeling on the front.
I can't believe you didn't.
Right? The trash wasn't super high, so I would have had to like lean half of my body inside.
Should have just done it just to get that sweet peel.
Right? Is that the technical name for those?
Definitely not.
Okay, that's just what we coined.
Yeah, you should probably explain that.
So for those of you who don't know what a peelie is, which is pretty much everyone other than the people in this room right now, a peelie is a little piece of like plastic film that usually is covering anything like super shiny that you purchase.
Mostly with electronics.
It's mostly electronics, but like,
they'll cover the screen, or they'll cover the top of a laptop or something like that.
Basically anything that can show scratches really easily.
Right.
Which are
a lot of stuff.
Like, well, yeah, but shiny surfaces.
Yeah.
Because a dull surface is going to be a lot harder to scratch. Anyway, but peeling that peelie off is just such a satisfying feeling.
It's so satisfying because like it's sticky like a sticker, but it doesn't get stuck.
Right.
So like, it doesn't all rip off at once. You can still like slowly peel it back.
Yeah.
But it's not going to get caught and like leave some adhesive or anything like that. Like it just feels great to just.
And then underneath, like, is just the most pristine material you've ever seen, whether it's plastic or
definitely
or phone screen or metal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the day that you and I decided to stock candles together?
Yeah, of course.
So we had a bunch of stock that needed to get done, and it was just kind of like a pick your area where you wanna stock or down stock or whatever we were doing. We were putting out candles, and we specifically chose that area because I don't know if it was Christmas or not, but
no, it was just a brand we were carrying at the time.
Some random brand of candle that we carried. It was like a jar candle, so it was like a glass jar with a candle in it, and it had this like super shiny metal lid,
and every single one of them had a peeling on it.
Yep. So we chose to downstock candles just so we could pull all the peelies off.
Well, then there was that great day that like you called me over to the candle department. You were like, look, someone didn't take them off when they stocked these.
And we just sat there and peeled.
We just sat there peeling them off for a few minutes.
God, such a great feeling.
Oh my God. We do that shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of work conversations, and I don't know if this is a conversation we had specifically at work, but Microwave posted a question that I read, and I was like, I'm almost certain Mike and I have already had this conversation at some point.
Okay.
But she asked, what is the best noodle shape?
Oh, well, I guess since, I can't just ask for clarification right now, there are two camps. There's twirling pasta and stabbing pasta.
Stabbing pasta? You mean like lasagna and
well, like
fucking ravioli?
No, like there's twirling pasta, like
pasta you twirl with your fork. So some of us use our fingers.
Just over there twirling some spaghetti around my finger. No, and then there's one where you take the fork and you have to like stab it into the pasta.
Yeah, so like lasagna, ravioli, or like a mac and cheese.
I mean, yeah.
Elbow.
Yeah, lasagna just wasn't the first thing that came to mind. There's like, like rotini and...
Well, that's what came to mind for me, so...
Okay.
Fuck you. I'm gonna go in with let's talk long boys.
Okay. Long boys, linguine.
I thought you'd say linguine because like I said, I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation.
Yeah, because I fucking hate spaghetti. Like the noodle spaghetti, like that shape of noodle, I can't stand.
I don't hate it. It's too thick for my liking. I like angel hair pasta.
Angel hair's okay, but it's got to be like the right situation.
Yeah,
that needs to be properly sauced. You can't just like go throwing some like gloppy Alfredo onto some angel hair.
Angel hair is tough because you got to make sure it's so quick to cook. You got to make sure you don't let it get too tough.
No, yeah.
Or you got to make sure it doesn't get too soft. It doesn't start to disintegrate.
Yeah. You don't want your noodle to get too soft.
No. I do like a good linguine though. I am also a big fan of that type of noodle.
Okay, what about stabbing pasta?
Stabbing pasta? I don't know that I really have a preference.
Oh,
I guess I'm a big elbow guy, but
not a huge elbow fan unless it's mac and cheese.
No, I mean I guess okay. If we're talking, I was kind of thinking mac and cheese, but now I think about it like if we're talking like Alfredo, I do like, I don't know what the name of the noodle is, but the ones that are like super twirly in the middle.
Oh, it would either be rotini or cavatappi.
Let me look up both of those. I'm thinking rotini because that's kind of what I was thinking already, but I didn't want to say it because I wasn't positive.
I am definitely team penne all the way. Penne is such a great pasta.
Penne. Is that why?
No, but I think of that all the time. Like fucking Forrest Gump. Penne.
It is rotini. Rotini is the one I like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of rotini. I don't know. Penne is good. I wouldn't say there's any noodles that I specifically don't like.
Farfalle is a good one too. The bow ties.
Oh, those are good. I like those.
I'm a big fan of those.
I guess you could say I don't like lasagna noodles, but not because of lasagna noodles. I just don't like lasagna.
Huh. Just not a fan?
No, I don't know what it is about it. It's lasagna and stuffed shells have the same problem for me. Like something about like the way the insides kind of explode out when you eat it. Like that fucking I hate that. I hate that so much.
I can see that.
I probably also wouldn't love getting it in the face, but who knows?
How do you feel about ravioli then?
Ravioli's fine. I think maybe because it's less stuffed. Like stuffed shells are like large. They have so much inside of them.
Like you're more or less only eating the filling.
Right.
There's just
something wrapping around it.
Yeah.
And then like lasagna is pasta cake basically. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
But ravioli doesn't bug me.
I think I've only made lasagna like one time in my life. I like it. I just don't make it that often, but I just put a whole crap ton of layers of noodles and it was so much better than normal lasagna.
Maybe I'd have to try that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I would say you normally get like maybe like 3 or 4 noodle layers. I probably did like 7 or 8 for sure.
Damn.
That boy was thick.
Mike wanted them nudes real bad.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you need some thick nudes. It's just what you want.
There's the pasta conversation.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
Yeah. Remember that time that we brought home those squidding noodles?
Yeah, those were fucking good.
You know what? I still have mine.
Really?
I just found them like a few days ago.
Did you ever try them? I tried them.
No, I was going to, and then I was like, whatever, I'll try them later, and like threw them in the back of my cupboard. And yeah, I just noticed them the other day.
It's probably pretty self-explanatory, but squidding noodles are like black noodles. Like they have squidding inside of them.
Yeah.
But I really didn't. When I decided to eat them, I expected them to either be gross or I expected them to not taste any different from pasta.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to find that they did taste different and that I liked it quite a bit.
Nice.
I thought squidding nudes were pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Squidding nudes are pretty good. Pretty good. There's some good nudes.
And those were like, those are like almost like angel hair, weren't they?
They were very thin.
Yeah. So
I think they were closer to spaghetti thickness, but still like thin.
Yeah.
But no, those are tight. You should try those.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to bust those out. Maybe that'll be like a tomorrow meal. I don't know. I don't have a plan for what I'm going to eat for dinner tomorrow. So
I don't even have a plan for what I'm going to eat today.
Today's pizza. It's a pizza day.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I had to buy cat litter and cat food on the same week, so I'm a bit broke. So Mack's not eating out.
It happens.
Luna be pooping.
I mean, at least you don't have to take her outside.
No. I like dogs, but I could not have a dog. I don't have like the amount of time necessary to allocate to that kind of care.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of dogs do sleep a lot, but
right, but I can't like get up in the middle of a live stream to walk a dog or even really take it out. Like I can, but
yeah, I mean,
I ain't wanna.
I mean, I don't have to worry about taking Lily for a walk because, you know, she doesn't like to walk.
No. My parents' dog didn't like to walk either. Like we would just take him outside, but even that was like I really didn't. It sounds kind of selfish, but I really didn't like taking the time to just sit there with him. Like I was so used to cats who you put food and litter in and they're good.
Yeah.
Luna's great because she doesn't need any care like whatsoever. I mean, I got to try to convince her to eat her food, which is a bit of a problem, but
she gets hungry enough, she'll eat it.
She eats her dry food fine. Like she's at a good weight. It's not like she's wasting away.
Right.
I just can't understand why she likes like wet food is in a lot of ways healthier than dry food. And like,
okay,
it's good to have them on a mixed diet because wet food helps them keep hydrated. It's good for their digestive systems, but dry food has its perks too. So it's good to have them on a mixed diet, which is what I wanted for Luna, but she barely touches her wet food. And I don't understand why. And it's not the food in particular. I've gone through 4 different brands and she doesn't like any of them.
Huh.
She's just a weird fucking cat.
Maybe you need to like keep that dry food away from her until she finishes, until she cleans her plate.
I don't know. I feel like Luna's such a little diva. She just wouldn't eat it all. Because I used to try to give her like metered amounts of dry food. Like I used to try to give her a certain amount every day, only to find that when the bowl is close to empty, she doesn't eat because I think she like goes into survival mode and it's like I gotta ration this. So if her bowl isn't full, she don't eat that.
Yeah.
So I think if I took away her dry food, she might eat a little bit more of the wet food, but then she'd go into that survival mode again and just not eat at all.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be ideal because she's tiny and needs to gain weight.
She is a tiny, tiny little cat.
She is. And I think she's fully grown at this point, but I think she'd be bigger if she ate more when she was younger.
Probably. She probably just didn't get all her nutrients.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe I should get her kitten food. Grown cats love kitten food.
Yeah, doesn't it have like extra like fat and stuff in it?
Yeah,
like,
it's higher in fats and protein. So if I wanted her to like bulk up a bit,
plump that pussy up a little bit.
Maybe mix some Maybe mix some kitten food into her dry food. You know, not fully go that way, but make it more enticing or something. I don't know.
I was after I made my burger yesterday. I was sitting out on my balcony enjoying my burger, and I look over at one of the other units in my building, and I'm like, what is that? Something on the balcony. It was their cat, like sticking its head like through the railing, to look up at a bird that was like sitting on top of the roof.
That sounds about right.
But then the bird flew away, and I'll pull up the picture for you, but that cat was just straight staring at me. It was so friggin' goofy looking.
Like he looks a bit insane.
Yeah, that's what
a crazed bird stalker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah.
At my old place, I had a balcony, and if I remember correctly, when I got Luna, I let her out there a couple times, like while I was there. But she got too close to the edge for my liking.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I'm not worried about her balance because cats have perfect balance or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless you intentionally push them over, like I frequently do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just felt like she might jump off, and I didn't want to go fucking chasing after her.
Yeah. Our old coworker Jeff had his pet turtle fall off the balcony.
I didn't know Jeff ever had a pet turtle.
Yeah. He's had it for like 20 years, I think.
How did I never hear about this?
Yeah, his name is Vladdy. I remember at one point he said he estimated him to be about 16 years old.
Huh.
And I feel like that's been a couple years. So Vladdy, I think he's had him since like high school or whatever.
Huh, that's cool.
He also used to have a piranha.
That I think I heard about that one.
Yeah, he had a piranha which he could not take with him to college. So he left it for his parents to care for.
And it died.
It did end up dying, but I think his dad would feed it like strips of bacon. That seems super cool. I kind of would like a pet that. I mean, I guess I give Lily stuff like that, but like weird stuff, like drop a mouse into a fish tank and watch the piranha just go to town on it.
My old roommate had a snake, and I'm not afraid of snakes, but I really didn't like that thing.
I don't like snakes.
It was just a bit freaky. I had to like feed it when she was on vacation in England, seeing her boyfriend, and like giving it the dead mice from the freezer and watching it like unhinge and consume it. I hated that. I hated doing that. And like you couldn't like just drop it in his cage and call it a day, or drop it in his like tank and call it a day. You had to like hold it out and like play with it with tongs until he like attacked it, and it scared the shit out of me when he did.
Oh, I thought well, I mean, I guess you can do either, but like can't you just like buy live mice and drop one in there and let him go at it?
I don't think she wanted to do that because that's kind of fucked. I mean, either way is kind of fucked, but
yeah.
No, I hated that. That was scared the shit out of me. I didn't like that.
Gotcha.
It was just so sudden. Like he just stared at it for so long, and then like, if you were filming, it'd be like one frame to the next. It's like fully engulfed.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird.
Well, then they have that like mouse-shaped lump in the middle of them.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
No. Don't like snakes.
I'm okay with holding them. I'm okay with hanging out with them, but I don't want to feed them.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha. I didn't, this isn't important enough for me to go back and listen to the entire sleepover episode, but I heard a reference to having a sleepover on TV last night. And it made me think of something that I don't think we discussed. Now, we've talked about how sleepovers can be co-ed.
Yeah.
But all female sleepovers are sometimes referred to as a slumber party.
I always thought those terms were interchangeable.
I think they're interchangeable, but I've never heard any dudes refer to like having a slumber party.
I don't think I have either, but I just don't know if that's a thing we even say in Michigan. I don't know that I've ever heard someone refer to it as slumber party here.
I mean, I think I've heard it before, but I mean, maybe it's just on TV. I don't know. Maybe nobody calls it a slumber party.
I don't know. I've always considered those terms interchangeable. I had never really thought about it.
I don't know. In my head, slumber party is gender specific.
Well, maybe you need to quit being so fucking prejudiced.
Yeah, right? Dudes can have slumber parties if they want.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're having a sleepover, but
dudes can break out the pillow fight, talk about boys.
Hell yeah. What boys they think are cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick.
God, you fucking beat me to it. Yes, we can talk about how much you're in love with Nick. Oh man.
I got another snapshot from Bradley about Nick and his dog Cody coming by.
Yeah, I did too.
Like I'm glad I'm getting updates on this. This is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, good old Nick. Oh, did you open any more Magic cards?
I did actually just the other day. I opened up the Kaldheim set, which is themed off of Norse mythology. I got a lot of really cool cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really lucky with some of my pulls. A lot of the cards were really, really cool art wise. Like obviously, I wasn't as excited about them as I was with my Japanese Strixhaven set, but a lot of them there was a lot of different cards that were based on Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like winged angel women with weapons. And all of them were really cool. Like their wings were like, they really went to town with like the wings for the Valkyrie in this set.
Yeah.
Like when you think of a Valkyrie, I feel like you think of like normal, like white, mystical wings with like normal bird feathers. But they did like black wings. They did white wings. They did wings that were like burning with magic, or like, one of them looked like it was absorbing an aurora, like it was like blues and greens. Another one was like blue fire.
Huh.
It was really cool. And then I pulled one card. It was a mystic. Fuck, is it mystic or mythic rare? I think it's mystic rare, because I always get it fucked up. Like the Strixhaven special cards are called mystical archives. I kept calling them mythical archives, and I think mythical is the top rarity of Magic. Okay, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So I pulled one mythical card. It was I believe it was called the Eradicator Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are always good cards to pull because mythic rares are the top rarity. Obviously, they're usually worth some money just by default.
Yeah,
because they're mythic rare. But then like later into the set, so they do they obviously they have the foil variant of every card where it's got the shiny covering, and then for a lot of cards they do extended art versions.
Okay.
For Magic cards they have like a box that surrounds the art.
Mm-hmm.
And then like so it's got like a framer on the box. There's like the title at the top and then like the effects at the bottom. For the extended art versions of the cards, they get rid of the frame and the art just goes all the way out to the edge of the card.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're usually a little higher value than the normal card because they're a little rarer.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled that Eradicator Valkyrie, and then like the last card I pulled for the day was another Eradicator Valkyrie, but it was a foil extended art version.
Nice.
So it ended up being worth like $11 because not only is it a mythic rare, it's also foil and extended art. So it was
nice.
A really good pull, and it was an absolutely gorgeous card. So
nice.
Yeah, got some good shit.
That's pretty cool.
It was a really cool set. Magic comes up with a lot of really cool stuff within their own universe. But when they base it off of something else, they can come up with a lot of really creative stuff because the way they do it is like, so the set, it was called Kaldheim, was inspired by Norse mythology, but they implemented it into the Magic universe.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're gonna pull a card that is Thor, but you'll pull like a planeswalker, which is like a Magic user in the Magic universe that is like based off of Thor and uses Magic's own like motifs and appearances or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see what they come up with when they base it off of something else, because not only it's like it's Norse mythology mixed with Magic, and it's really cool to see what they come up with.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah, a lot of cool cards.
Since the weather's really nice, and air conditioners are being run and such,
Mine is.
I've got an air conditioner story.
Okay. Air conditioner. I hardly know her.
Okay, I'll allow it. So this was, oh God, would have been like 2006. So you were like a small child.
I was 8.
Yeah, a small child, just running around with that same haircut.
Nope, not accurate.
Exact same length of hair as well.
Definitely not.
As a kid, it came like halfway down your back.
And my mom didn't let me keep my hair long at that age.
Damn it. I know. A guy can dream.
I'm here to quash them.
So I worked in Detroit for like a year and a half. And I had this job where I worked in like an auto part factory. And now my job was in like the office. So that was like nice and air conditioned. Like the factory floor was like hot as balls.
Oh, that sucks.
And there was like a little tiny like supervisor's office on the sales floor, or not. God, I'm so used to
Factory floor.
on the factory floor. They had like computers in there and, you know, whatever. It was like maybe the size of like your kitchen. And that had like one of those little air conditioners like people put in the window. Like just sticking out of the side of this little room that they built. Well, that got even hotter than the plant floor if you weren't running the air conditioner.
Makes sense.
Right? So I don't know. One of the supervisors did something and pissed off one of the line workers.
Oh,
and I don't know who ended up doing it. So it could have been male or female, but they ended up either doing it themselves or getting someone else to urinate into a cup.
Oh,
and then dump said cup into air conditioner. So that it just reeked of urine whenever you ran it.
Yeah.
And the other day, I don't think this lady did it intentionally, but I saw a lady walking her dog, and it might work differently with central air versus those little AC units, but she was walking her dog and her dog just took a piss on like the outdoor AC unit.
Why didn't she fucking stop the dog?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
God.
She didn't live there. That's why.
Probably not. I don't know. Fucking lady.
God, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Dogs like to pee on things. They were like right by the sidewalk, but
not cool. Cool.
Not cool at all. Ugh.
At my summer camp, I've obviously talked about like I had I was a technology director. I had like a technology area. It was inside a little building. I shared a building with the like office where people get checked in, whatever. But I had the bulk of the building. Excuse me. I'm throwing up here on the podcast.
Okay.
We had an air conditioner in there, and it was also just like a window mounted air conditioner, and it was a pretty big room. So we would have it running nonstop, just to get the whole room cooled down.
Yeah.
Especially on hotter days, like it would still get warm in there. But it wasn't window mounted. Like it was a window mounted AC, but it wasn't window mounted. They had cut a hole into the wall.
Yeah.
And installed it there.
Yep.
Not an uncommon practice.
No, it's not.
From I want to say 2015 to 2016, like somewhere between that space,
Okay.
the air conditioner just like changed walls.
What? What?
My reaction exactly, like I walked into the tech area for a New Year's summer camp and like I looked where the AC normally was, and there was like the hole is still there, but it was like covered with wood, like plywood or whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked over and they just like moved it to the other side of the room, cut a new hole into the wall and everything. Like the hole wasn't there before.
What? Why?
I don't know. I never got an answer for why they did that.
Was it the same air conditioner?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
They wouldn't replace that thing.
Okay, because the only thing that I could think of is like, oh, hey, we bought a new air conditioner and this one is smaller. So well, no, I guess smaller would be
I can see
a problem.
I can see that, but most Boy Scout summer camps are broke as hell. And we have a very, very limited budget, and the last thing they would be buying is a new air conditioner unless it was like totally busted. So that definitely was not it.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, it switched walls out of nowhere.
Interesting. And you never got any explanation on that?
Never got an answer for that.
Huh.
Like I knew work had been done in there, but like it was on like we had these tiles that were just falling apart. Like that you could see like the wood underneath the tiles, and the wood itself was like caved in from people like walking on it or rolling chairs over it.
Yeah.
Like, the floor was absolute shit, and so our archery director, a guy we called Wishbone, like replaced the floor. And I know Wishbone is a super like this is an old Boy Scout kind of name, but
I love it.
there's kind of a small cult within the Boy Scouts of America. It's called the Order of the Arrow. People who are in it will convince you that it's not a cult, but it absolutely is.
I've definitely heard of that.
And when you are in the order, like the Order of the Arrow has like different like ranks. I forget what they're called, but there's like the base. There's like the first rank that you get when you enter, and then I think after like a full year in the order, you get up to the next rank. And then like you have to like be an exemplary member to get up to the next rank. So it's a lot of older dudes are that rank. And when you attain that rank, you get a nickname.
Okay.
So our old archery director, he was part of the Order of the Arrow, and his nickname was Wishbone. And for decades, he had gone by that name instead of his actual name.
Huh.
So everyone just knew him as Wishbone.
All right.
And Wishbone was fucking cool, but he was a member of the cult. But they did some weird fucking shit, man. We had this calling out ceremony that they would do once a week. It'd be like the people who were not members of the Order of the Arrow getting called in to join it. This was the like ceremony to like do that. So they take all the scouts out into this field with a bonfire, and they'd like have them all circle up around the bonfire. Then they'd have 5 guys walk out, 5 guys of burgers and fries, all of them dressed in traditional Native American garb, which from what I know was like approved by Native American committees. It wasn't like an insensitive usage of it.
Okay.
Still a little weird for a bunch of white dudes to be wearing like a feather headdress.
Yeah.
So you'd have 5 guys. 3 of them would like line up in front of the fire, and 2 of them would go onto the ends of the rings where the scouts were. These guys, I forget what the actual name was, but I always just called them runners. They would run all the way down the ring of scouts till they reached the other runner. Then they'd run back, and they'd stop really suddenly and grab a kid out of the ring.
Okay.
Then they'd like take them by the shoulders and walk them over to the 3 guys in front of the bonfire while the second runner started to do his thing. The first guy would like pull him in close and whisper something into his ear. And if you weren't a member of the Order of the Arrow, you could not know what was being said.
What?
They were so fucking secretive. They would tell you. Everybody in the Order of the Arrow would tell you all you have to do is ask. But then you'd ask and they wouldn't give you an answer.
Oh, God.
So like at some point, one of my friends who had joined the Order of the Arrow, who like totally was like, yep, they're a cult, told me what it was. And if I remember correctly, it was something like Welcome Brother or something like that. Something super culty. I don't totally remember what it was. But so the first guy would like whisper that into his ear. They'd transfer him to the next guy. The second guy would shout super loud. I'm going to back out from the microphone. He'd go, "We shall see It was.
Okay.
I think it was like, we shall see if you're worthy of this like nomination into the Order of the Arrow.
Yeah.
Then they move him to the third guy, and he grab him by the shoulders and like scream into his face, like directly, like probably getting spit all over him. Very not COVID safe.
Right.
Then they transfer him to the third guy. The third guy would like instruct them how to put their hands on their shoulder, and they like grab the guy that was last called up.
Mm-hmm.
So they create like a little Congo line, and then like they'd be fucking marched into the woods, and you wouldn't see them for the rest of the night.
Oh God, it's like some human centipede shit.
And again, you could ask, but they would not tell you what they did out in the woods all night.
Huh.
Which there's nothing sketchy about that.
No.
And so again, this same guy, my Order of the Arrow informant, like explained it to me at some point. I don't totally remember like the entire thing that they did, but there was like a part of the camp further into like the boondocks of the camp, and I'm sure lots of other summer camps had a similar thing. It was like a private Order of the Arrow, like fire ring. Like we had a fire ring that we would use for opening and closing ceremonies, but that's not where they'd go. They had like a separate one, and they would do a ceremony late into the night to like induct the new members.
Cool.
And then they'd go back to their campsites pretty late at night, but and then like from then on, they were like sworn to secrecy, not to talk about any of that shit.
Oh, God.
And it's weird. It is odd how like loyal so many of them were to that reality. Like there's so much about the Order of the Arrow that if you are not a member, you cannot hear about. And my friend Austin, I found out, by the way, my friend Austin listens to the podcast.
Yeah, the one with the hot mom.
Yeah. So Austin, shout out to you. I'm pretty sure he's a member of the Order of the Arrow, and I'm wondering if he'll message me anything about this. But
I hope so.
Tell us some of your secrets, dog. But I feel like he's probably a pretty devoted member. He was more Boy Scout than I. Did you ever reach Eagle Scout, Austin? I feel like you did. Maybe you didn't. I don't know.
Huh.
Seems like the type to do it.
No, when you said that someone finally told you what the thing is that they whisper, I was really, really thinking that they actually whisper, all you have to do is ask. As like
that would be good.
Like their own like troll, like inside joke troll job. So like when people ask them, they're like, all you have to do is ask.
That'd be funny. That'd be good.
And like they're blatantly telling you exactly what they're whispering, but you don't understand that.
Yeah. Ugh, it's so fucking weird. Like the Order of the Arrow guys, they're an odd bunch. Those are the guys who take scouting a little more seriously than a lot of other people. The idea behind it was good. I liked the idea behind the Order of the Arrow. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be like a higher society for scouts, right? It was supposed to be like the scouts who take scouting the most seriously. And a lot of guys in the Order of the Arrow are like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is the Order of the Arrow is essentially a popularity contest. Like you have to be nominated by somebody and then voted in by members of your troop.
Okay.
So, I remember when I was younger and I wanted to be a part of it, I had tried to join it and I did get nominated, but I didn't get voted in because I wasn't very well liked in my troop because I was really annoying when I was young.
Yeah.
So, the idea behind it is good, but the reality is that it's a popularity contest where only the people who can like gain the approval of the rest of the troop can actually get in. And that's not really a good way to do it. If you're trying to foster like the highest level of scouts who take the scouts honor and scouts code so seriously, like that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
Especially if you like grew up in a town like mine, which like was a bunch of rich white kids who, their rich white dads enrolled them in the Boy Scouts because they were in it when they were kids. And like, none of those fuckers cared. They were just getting voted in because they were popular with the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Did we ever talk about, I was a Cub Scout for a couple years.
I think we talked about this at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it
not
was
on the podcast, but together.
No, I was like, I think like second grade, third grade, something like that.
Cub Scouts is pretty fun. I have pretty good memories of Cub Scouts. They did a lot more fun stuff than Boy Scouts do.
Yeah.
We used to like go on out on trips where you'd like go to like a nature center. And you like go out on walks and like see a bunch of cool animals and like explore some like nature museum. That was fun. That was cool stuff.
Yeah, right on.
But yeah, Order of the Arrow, weird shit. And like it doesn't even stop there. Like they have entire conferences and like monthly meetings with like other it's like all there's the fuck, what do you call it? I don't remember. Like every troop belongs to a council, I believe it is.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that was a thing.
And like each of those councils has their own like section of the Order of the Arrow that they belong to. So they have meetings with that section every month or whatever. And then like they have grand conferences where only Order of the Arrow people can come by. And like, again, you can ask what they do and they'll tell you the basic shit, but they won't tell you the real shit.
There's some jerking each other off involved in this.
Look, I don't want to confirm anything because I don't know anything, but based on what I've explained, I feel like the Order of the Arrow was created by the dark side of Boy Scouts. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Like take a couple of guys out in the wood for some secret ceremonies that they're not allowed to talk about. Like,
right?
Come on,
right? You're already talking about an organization that doesn't have the greatest reputation
right.
with that kind of thing happening.
Right?
Oh God!
Don't worry, Billy. Just the Scouts code.
Don't tell anybody. Order of the Arrow secret.
Remember, a Boy Scout is trustworthy.
Oh God. Oh, that's so bad.
It's fucked, but
yeah.
We're just joking. If the Order's listening to this, like we're just joking. It's not real. We know you guys are cool.
Yeah, Austin, I'm sure you're cool. You got a hot mom up. It's fine. I like how I've never met Austin or seen a picture of his mom, but I'm just gonna keep rolling with the fact that his mom is hot. I'll take your word for it.
Sounds good, dude.
Hell yeah.
But no, I mean it's just like it freaks me out so much because like people like Austin who are cool, and like my friend Kyler, cool guy.
Yeah.
Like people that I'm close with, and like maybe aren't necessarily like the guys who adhere to the Scout law and Scout code or Scout oath, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
As much as they technically should, but they still uphold those secrets.
Damn.
They do something to those kids, man.
What's
I bet they were testing those microchips on them.
Probably. What you said Austin was Order of the Arrow?
Yeah.
Did he get a nickname?
No, he's not at that level.
Oh, damn it.
For you, like it's really hard. Like you have to be like a member of the Order of the Arrow for a really long time and be like super active and involved in it. And you know what? I'll add this part because this is also super culty. I saw they do this calling out ceremony where they like call you out to be like to join that rank of the order.
Yeah.
And that happened to one of my friends once. And so this guy was the program director at my summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
Program director is like a really high post within the camp. Like there's the camp director and then there's the program director.
Yeah.
So he was really high up, had been super involved with Boy Scouts for years, had been a Boy Scout, had worked at summer camp for like 6-7 years, like longer than I had. Very devoted guy. So he finally got called out, and this is how they did it. So we were at the firing for I think the closing ceremonies or whatever, like at the end of some week. And so he's up at the top of the stage, like giving some speech, which is not uncommon at those things.
Uh-huh.
And this fucking guy, I don't know. I never met this guy before. I'm assuming he was from one of the troops who was visiting that week or something, or just some Order of the Arrow, like official. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
He walks up to the stage with this big metal rod with a triangle on it, which is like the Order of the Arrow is an arrow, right? So
yeah.
That was like part of their symbology is like an arrow shape. So it was like a triangle attached to a big metal pole on fire.
What?
And he walks up to him and he stabs it into the ground.
Damn.
And he informs him that he's been like asked to join like the perigee, like the next stage of the Order of the Arrow. And he had no idea that was coming.
Damn, that's kind of cool, actually.
It was really cool, but it was at first really scary because, like, again, I didn't know who this guy was, and like this guy fucking walks up with a flaming pole and stabs it into the ground, and immediately I'm sitting there like, these guys are forming a coup,
right?
This is it.
Damn. Holy shit.
But again, very cult-like behavior, like
yeah.
God, so fucking weird.
Huh.
It's interesting, but I don't trust those fuckers. They all say it's not a cult. It's definitely a cult.
Definitely. 100% that there's some cult like shit in there.
They operate from behind the scenes, man. They control the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. Well, we've now endangered our lives
But no, they're cool.
yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
They're gamers.
All right, right on. Some gamer dads.
Yeah, just some gamer dads.
Nice.
That's another episode. Pretty epic.
Yeah, this is what, 18?
18. We're getting up there.
Hell yeah. God, this podcast is old enough to buy its own porn.
And vote. I like that you went for porn before voting.
Oh, yeah, no.
Whatever, your vote doesn't mean anything. The electoral vote will always win.
Yeah.
Popular vote is meaningless. Don't vote. Don't vote. Don't donate to charity. Don't check your monoxide detectors.
Well, yeah, definitely don't do that. You ever ignored like a tornado drill?
Haven't done that.
All right. Well, next time you're in that situation, just